Hey everyone, I'm Scott Stokely and I'm out here in the rain and wind in Kansas, but I couldn't wait. I'm too excited to share that I have a new disc, a new Tour Series disc going into my bag. It's a very important part of the game. It is my long putter, meaning basically outside the circle, 33 feet and beyond, circle 2 and even jump putts. And right off the bat, this disc is available at scottstokely.net. I don't get Tour Series discs and then throw them and tell you they're great. I have picked the best discs from all the manufacturers and then gotten Tour Series discs of those discs. So this disc was my choice as the best long putter after a lot of experimenting, and I'm going to explain why. Well, first off, it's the Wizard from Gateway. And it's funny because a lot of my discs are the latest and greatest and the newest, hottest thing on the market. The Wizard's been a gold standard for years, but there's a reason. I don't think anything works better for this shot than the Wizard. And I'm going to explain why and demonstrate. So, first off, as you know, I switched to my Tour Series Marvel for my Circle 1 putts. I went from 103rd in putting to 10th at the Dynamic Discs Open. And one of the reasons why is it has no bead. It glides, takes less effort, and it just carries the same height for a longer distance. The longer the disc flies the correct height, the bigger the window you have to hit. That's why a putter with more glide, in theory, is a better putter. You're gonna make more putts. Perfect. But I am not putting the Marvel from my longer putts. Circle 2, meaning 33 feet and out, and even jump putts outside the circle. I am putting the Wizard. The Wizard does not have as much glide as the Marvel. That means this disc will not go in as frequently as the Marvel does on long putts, yet I'm gonna putt with it anyways. And I'm gonna explain why, and this is a really important thing to keep in mind. When you putt, and especially on long putts, it's not about how many putts you make. It's about how many putts you make after you subtract the amount of comeback putts you miss. Those count too. They have to be factored in. So let's say, for example, you could putt a beadless disc like the Marvel, and you could make 5 out of 10 putts from a certain distance. But let's say the Wizard, which has a bead and doesn't glide as much, you could only make 4 out of 10. That does not mean the beadless putter is a better long putter. If by putting the beadless disc you make 5, but you're gonna miss 3 of your comeback putts, you only have a net gain of 2 made putts out of 10. But let's say this Wizard, you make 4 out of 10 putts. Not as many as the Marvel, but of the 6 misses, you only miss 1 comeback putt. Your net gain is 3 made putts out of 10. So even though you make fewer putts than a disc with more glide, the net gain on your score is better. And I'll even add to it as well, shorter comeback putts are less stress and anxiety. So even if these two wound up with a net gain even, I still would go with a less stressful putt. So at the Dynamic Discs Open this weekend, remember there's 20 to 25 mile an hour winds 2 days, 25 to 40 mile an hour winds the other day, and I made 16% of my Circle 2 putts, and I laid up like half of them. So I actually made about 30-something% of my Circle 2 putts that I ran. That put me 48th in the tournament on Circle 2 putting the Wizard. And that right off the bat might not seem that special, 48th place, except it was 48th out of the best 120 players on planet Earth. I was 48th Circle 2 putting, but not only that, I did not miss a single comeback putt the entire tournament. So some of those players, probably half of them that made more Circle 2 putts than me, if they missed 1 or 2 or 3 comeback putts, I actually had a net positive over them on Circle 2 putting. So I was probably like 20th in Circle 2 putting overall. They just don't track the stat that way because I putted my Wizard, because it doesn't glide as much as a faster putter. So I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate, and it's super windy, so I'm going to do my best to demonstrate, but this is the putts that I was able to make and not miss comeback putts. Oops. So first off, I hit metal on most of those, but the one that I didn't hit metal on, it's like, you know, 8 feet past. It's a tap-in comeback putt. No stress, no pressure. Hey, guess what? One of those 50-footers went in a 15-mile-an-hour headwind. That's good enough to compete on, like at the Pro Tour level. So the Wizard, absolutely my long putter, including jump putts, in my bag for, I don't know, probably forever. The Wizard's, I mean, it's hard to beat perfection on that disc. I also, by the way, I do throw it. I won't demonstrate it because in the wind, it's just gonna it's like the flight's just gonna look silly. But on my hyzer approach shots, even some short drives, where I need the disc to fly basically to keep its angle the entire time, I'm gonna throw the Wizard as well. I will throw the Berg if I can reach it with the Berg. And if I can't reach it with the Wizard, I'm gonna be throwing the Harp. But there's a window in there where the Wizard is the right disc for my hyzer throws. I'll put a link below. I made a video about how you want to throw the slowest category of disc for every shot generally. So there is a window where the right distance for the hyzer approach or short drives is also going to be the Wizard. But I couldn't be more excited to be working with Gateway Discs. They've been fantastic. Love Dave McCormick and the crew at Gateway, and just yeah, I'm really excited about this one. So you can get these discs at scottstokely.net. All my Tour Series merchandise you can get there. All right, and the only other thing to add, just a quick plug, I just introduced a 6-month online disc golf course, fully live, interactive, on becoming a complete disc golfer. There's going to be a link down below. There's a video on my YouTube channel all about it, but I think it's going to be really exciting. I'm very proud of my teaching as well. And I like comeback putts like this, especially when I ran all 6 of these putts fairly aggressively. No stress, no anxiety. That is what the Wizard does. Thanks, everyone.